Nathan Evans, who, and I don't believe I've ever been able to say this on the show before, is currently #1 in the hit parade. What about that? The toppermost of the poppermost right now is Nathan Evans. Hello, Nathan.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. Do you want me to say it again? #1 in the charts. Chart topper, Nathan Evans.
I know, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm still speechless. It's the day after and I'm still speechless. I don't really know what to say.
Well, you should be very proud, and also the fact that you've done it now in these times, pretty much all under your own steam. If one thing has come out of this terrible, terrible worldwide pandemic, I know from doing this show where I always talk to at least one musician, is the fact that musicians are saying, all right, fair enough, I can see all the odds against me, no gigs, no audiences, nothing to do, but I still want to make music, and if I have to do it here in my bedsit or my house or whatever, nothing's going to stop me. And that's what you've done, isn't it?
That's it, exactly. It's just kind of, I seen this time as like the perfect time to sit and practice and just keep going, and it just gave me more time to do what I was doing initially, and it kind of made me more focused on music in general.
Now, Nathan, let me just explode one or two little myths here, because the great story is Nathan Evans works for the post office, but wants to be singing, and suddenly it sings this one song on TikTok and it becomes a huge hit, and he's now #1 in the chart. That's not. But you don't suddenly decide to be a musician, decide to be a singer. You must have been that. You were that already, weren't you? But you happen to be like millions and millions of talented actors and singers and comics and all that, not earning a living at it. So you were doing something else.
Yep, that's it. I've been singing since I was 6. I've been playing guitar since I was 8. So like, this has been a big thing for me ever since I was a kid, and I was doing what doing what I loved online in my room. I was just uploading it to the internet. I was uploading to Instagram and YouTube and everybody else, just trying to get my name out there. But yeah, I was singing in my room, so I thought if I upload it to the internet and one person likes it, then that's good enough for me. And then luckily, more than one person has liked it so far.
You see, the great thing there was the serendipity between you in that position and the sea shanty thing, because they are very, very hot at the moment. And there was the Fisherman's Friends thing, but that was a few years ago now, wasn't it? But they're very, very hot again. And one of the reasons I think is that they are. I used to sing sea shanties as a kid, funny enough, because we had a teacher at my primary school who was an old salt who loved doing them. There is something about them that it doesn't matter if you've never sung a note in your life, you can have a go at a sea shanty. That's what they're for. And so exactly. If you happen to be a good singer anyway, then they just move it up those sort of levels. So tell us about discovering it and doing that and breaking through with that.
So it all started last July when someone left a comment underneath one of my TikTok videos, and they said, I've got a song suggestion. It's called Leave Her Johnny. I think you'd be really good at it. It's a sea shanty, but I think you should try it. So I went away, I done a bit of research, I came back and I gave it a shot, and the reception was fantastic. Everybody loved it, and the comments just started flying in, asking me to do Wellerman, asking me to do the Drunken Sailor, and loads of other different sea shanties. So what I done was I had a list of songs I was going to be uploading in the future, and I just added these songs to the list, and it just so happened that I came round to singing them in December. But like you said, it's just kind of everybody can join in. It's like, it's so inclusive for everyone. It's amazing. Like, you can sing along, you can shout along, you can stamp your feet, play an instrument. Everybody can join in. It's amazing.
So there you are, working at the post office. What were you doing at the post office, by the way?
I was actually a postman.
You're an actual out there postman?
Yep.
Where, in Airdrie?
Yes, just in my hometown, only about 5 minutes up the road. I was doing the deliveries.
Adrianians aren't still going, are they?
Yeah, it's Star Team. Star Team.
Are they still in the league?
Yes, I think so. Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, you just never hear too much about them anymore.
I know. I think they're in like the Scottish League 3 or something like that, League 2.
They were always my favourite when I was a kid, looking at and the football results would come out, and you suddenly get Adrianians. You think, I don't know what Hamilton Academicals against Adrianians. You think, I don't know what that is, but I'd like to go and have a watch. But anyway,
Fun fact is, I grew up right across the road from the Adrianians football stadium. Literally, I looked out my front window and the stadium was right there.
Are we making a little bit of the word stadium there, Nathan?
It's actually a stadium.
Okay.
We have actually got a stadium. It's like a full-blown stand stadium.
Have you been to Dundee?
I have not, no.
Oh man, I went to Dundee for the first time just before lockdown, so 2019. What a weird sight that is, those two grounds. They are literally, you could lean over the back of one of them and shake hands with someone in the other one. They are so close together. It's terrifying. But
I've not seen that. I'll need to see it.
yeah, that's not what we're here to talk about. So what has happened? So it went out and it became what are we talking? Overnight or some point the next day? What, I don't know how TikTok works. Do you suddenly look at your thing and think, "Oh, hang on a minute"?
I uploaded Wellerman on the 27th of December, and then by say the 2nd of January, it was like a million views. There was so many different duets and people singing along and joining in. There was like so many thousand comments. It was ridiculous. It took off in the space of like 3-4 days, and then after that, it just skyrocketed and kept going.
That must be mind-blowing, because I've spoken on this show to people who've had hit records, and what they say is, "Oh, we're all around the radio on a Sunday, and suddenly it comes up and the chart show, and hang on, we're not at number 3. We were at number 3 last week, so we've either dropped out or we've..." And that experience, but to see it happening on your computer in front of you must be mind-blowing, Dave.
It was incredible to see. I was waking up every day, and every morning I was just, TikTok would be open and I would refresh the page, and I'd have like so many thousand followers extra. I had so many, like maybe like a million views extra, like 500,000 views. And I was like, what is going on? It was and then like I was waking up and Brian May had duetted me and Andrew Lloyd Webber, and I was like, what is going on? So it was crazy.
Oh man, that is. And are you working at this time while all this is happening?
Yes, I was. Yes. So I was still walking about, posting letters, and then I had like people in emails, like different managers, different record labels, all want to talk to me, and that was like, obviously now I've signed with Polydor and I'm under Polydor Universal, but when I first spoke to them, I was actually walking about posting letters through the door, and I had my headphones in speaking to the record label. It was crazy, so surreal.
Oh man, this is a movie in its own right, isn't it? This is no, it is. It's fantastic, but honestly, it is one of the great things. It's a great story, and it comes out of this lockdown because listen, for a lot of people, I know this, and I never ever. Honestly, I never underestimate this. I know that for some people it has been a living hell, and that many people have died, and it's awful. But there's also been, and I keep getting examples of it on this show, people who've thought, well, I'm sorry that I've got too much inside me to just lock myself down. I know we're locked down, but there are things that, and with writers and some of the books that will have come out of lockdown, and some of the music and some of the, I'm telling you, in the next 10 years, we're going to be watching the most amazing plays and films and listening to the most amazing music that isn't about lockdown, but has come out of lockdown. There will be a golden period. So you're with Polydor. What else has happened? Have you signed up to someone? Are you with an agency or something now?
Yep. So I've got Intertalent, who's my management. I've signed to Polydor Universal as my record label. I've got a UK tour coming up in December. So I'm going to London, Manchester, Dublin and Glasgow. And then I've got a European tour in January when I'm going to Germany, I'm going to Holland, I'm going to France. So all these things are all coming up. It's crazy, but it's all fantastic.
And you're going to have a stylist. You know you're going to have a stylist, don't you, Nathan? You know people are going
I
to
know.
be dressing you.
I probably need it because all I do is wear white t-shirts and black trousers, so I probably need it.
Mind you, I'll tell you the person to look at from that respect, when that musically that doesn't make any difference, is Sheeran. Because the one thing Sheeran's done, like him or love him, or whatever you feel about his music, is he said to people, no, hang on a minute, look at me. Look at me. This is who I am. No, I'm not wearing those different glasses. No, I'm not having my hair done like that. You know, so you got to keep hold of yourself a little bit as well.
Definitely, that's it. Exactly.
Oh wow, it's just such a fabulous story, and listen, and you deserve it, because this isn't. I just wanted to make clear when we spoke at the beginning that people talk about overnight success. No, success literally arrives overnight on your computer, but behind it there is many years of work and practice and struggling and wishing and hoping, and it's just amazing that it's happened to you. So should we? Why don't we go? We've got a break coming up. Let's go to tell us about Wellerman.
So Wellerman is that again. Like all started because someone asked for it on TikTok, and then I sang it. And now I had to go and do a bit of research because people keep asking me what it's about. So I had to do my research. It's a song that was a whaling song from the 1800s, and it was sang on whaling ships to keep everybody happy, to keep the morale high, and to get everybody to work in time.
That's the whole point of a sea shanty. They're done for a reason. If you pull it, if you got 60 people pulling a rope, they better be all pulling at the same time, and that's the beauty of them. Nathan, it's been a real pleasure talking to you.